Okay, so last time I was a little disappointed in Juniper not using the brains we know she has. Now I'm disappointed in Santa, Nico, not using the brains he has. Whew, but let's start off here. Where do we start, really, honestly? There's so much to talk about here. Let's go jump into the first things that have been solved. The first mysteries. Okay? I asked you these questions. So, there was the scientist who measured the Christmas magic. Josephine. It's Duchess. Duchess is Josephine. Oh my goodness. I didn't see that coming. Did you see that coming? Solved number 2. And I know I just had this question. Well, it looks like the answer is yes. Yes, David can change, does want to change, and is choosing to embrace his good side. So this means that the badness, this super level badness that's going on with the Trudettes and Trudi was too much for him. Because as it said earlier, humans aren't born mean. They're not born this way. And so this ate his soul and he couldn't handle it anymore. Sitting at that coffee shop, staring at that coffee, trying to drink it, but not finding it in him. Oh, yes, it is day 14. Chapter 14, shenanigans. Again, shenanigans. So we go into page 214 for Duchess. I got my little purple tab there with my D for Duchess. Josephine, he thought, Joe, I know who she really is. I need to tell her. Yes, he does. But he has to do more than tell her that. Because he's got to tell her he's in love with her. He's in love with her. Yes, indeed he is. Would she feel the same about him the way he was being to realize, the way he was beginning to realize that he felt about her? Would she hate him? What's to hate? I mean, yes, I think I'd be angry with him because he was giving up, but that doesn't sound like a Josephine or Duchess thing to do. Now on to 209 for David. 209. Just a couple pages ahead. So he's there, realizing the emptiness of his life that he's built for himself in pursuit of his career. So in turn, it sounds like, and I made these little notes in the margins, I actually made these on 206, that he'd been cheating or mean to get ahead in his job, in his career, at work. And, you know, doing all these things doesn't make him completely a bad person. No. It doesn't make him a likable person, though, for sure. But he centered his life around, as he said, pursuit of career. And now he's sitting in a cafe all by himself, as well as having nothing to look forward to. It's a pretty sad place to be. Nothing to look forward to. He lost hope until some big figure squeezed into the seat in front of him and asked him which team he was going to be on. And so he decided Team Santa Claus. But here's the thing. Now tell me what you think. Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong, but Santa went into that whole thing about what happened, and that was his dad who gave those skates and that whole thing. Didn't say that there was a gift, but he did give him a gift. That little gizmo is my first official delivery in 10 years. My first official delivery. Now, of course, he does still have to do something to, keep Christmas alive, which we'll get into those concerns. But this was his first official gift. So does this mean if you believe in Santa, you will receive a gift no matter how old you are? Just asking for a friend. Okay. Now, on to the chaos. The part that made me draw a little emoji face going, no! And writing no. I felt like I was watching a horror movie that I hate watching. And screaming, no, Santa, don't go there. Nico, stop now. Because, obviously, Mr. Carnegie did not know he was dropping him off in a trap. And I thought, again, it was helpful that he didn't drop him off right there, that he had to find his way to it, and he thought he was lost or something. And I was hoping, and every other line I was gaining more and more hope, like he didn't sense the reindeer. Okay. So maybe, or the acknowledgement that, technology has changed in 10 years. Maybe he's a little outdated in his camouflage. So he should maybe, or he had that thought of maybe he should, do this under the cover of darkness. And I kept hoping he would do one of those things. But no, Nico didn't do that, because that would be the smarter thing to do on any of the points. That whole taking his time, taking his breath, going into like a meditative state. He was going to forget the world so he could hear, feel, sense Skara. But no, he decided he would trust his own eyes. So he looks, and of course he sees conveniently a container case, like he said, made of steel. That would block his ability to sense, I guess. Oh, Nico. So he proceeds forward. And even with the bark, he still moves forward. He knows that reindeers don't bark. They honk. They more beep, but honk. They don't bark. And he didn't think. Santa, Nico, what are we going to do with you? I don't know. Okay, so now this leaves us with one question. Only one, Doika. Only one. So the question is, it takes teamwork, right? It's going to take teamwork. This situation was created by a team. The Trudettes, they did all this. Obviously Trudi, the boss, was in charge. She coordinated, but it took a team to do this. Reindeer over here, fake information over there, team looking like they're just chowing down over there. She had a team. So to save Christmas, we need a team. We know the elves are a team by themselves, and it was Team Elves before, but I don't think it's Team Elves anymore. I think it's going to be Team Elves, which will include David, Duchess, Juniper. Now, to save Christmas, we need all of them. So what could be the best plan? We need a plan. Got to outsmart Trudi with a plan. So is it get Skara first, or is it get Santa, the boots, and the sack first? Or is there another plan that's better? Let me know, agents.